The Syrian children sat in silence as the clowns tumbled out in a blur of polka dots and suspenders. And then everyone burst into laughter as the performer starts clicking her glittery high heels to the toot of a blue trombone. One of the clowns strummed a guitar while gliding around on his stilts, and another clown, dressed as a mime juggling globes, is set in the backdrop of a refugee camp in Syria. Of the 50 children attending the show, all of them are there due to civil war. Clowns are performing humanitarian work all over the world, in refugee camps and in hospitals, looking to patch up emotional wounds instead of physical ones, taking their little red nose instead of their little black doctor's bags. Many know laughter is the best medicine, but few people are aware of the bona fide therapy of clown care to emotionally heal children in pediatric hospitals and refugee camps. Most recent stats on child displacement are stated on the UNICEF website, and nearly 31 million children will be displaced by the end of this year. And of the 31, 17 million of these children will be refugees due to violence in their country. In an article, The Effects of Hospitalization of the Child, by Dr. Michael Bond, he says that of the 3 million children hospitalized every year in the US, all children vary greatly in their ability to cope with the stress of hospitalization, and a significant proportion of them will suffer an emotional disturbance because of it. On the website raisingchildren.net, it states the importance of smiling to children in child development. Giving and receiving smiles is how they learn how to make good relationships. And receiving smiles tells a child a lot about the world around them, that people are happy and friendly and want to see their needs met. I'm going to educate you today about clown care. First, I will discuss the physiological effects of laughter, then discuss the different environments clown care can be effective, and lastly, the humanitarian impact of the clown. Sven Svabek is a professor who studied the benefits of laughter for 50 years. He was interviewed by the Washington Post discussing how a sense of humor manages perceptions of stress and develops resilience, like shock absorbers in a car, a mental shock absorber in everyday life to help us better cope with frustrations, hassles, and irritations. Psychiatric Times article, Laughter is the Best Medicine, says, "It's our benefit to make our lifetime experience as positive and hilarious as possible." The article also says that laughter has no negative side effects. It has a long list of positive side effects, some of them being that laughing alleviates pain and helps break the cycle between pain, sleep deprivation, depression, and immunosuppression. Laughing and humor can also produce a discharge of endorphins that can make us feel euphoric and calm. Now that we can see how laughter changes our body and mind, let's turn our attention to the different environments clown care is helpful. The European Journal of Pediatrics released an article in 2015 on a controlled experiment how clown care can reduce children's anxiety in hospitals. By changing the emotional context of the hospital and redirecting the child's attention, clown care reduced anxiety in children significantly, that their perception of pain actually changed. The European Journal of Pediatrics also released an article in 2009 on a controlled experiment measuring how clown care can improve behaviors in children with diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder. Through the clown's exaggerated facial expressions and warm invitation for group play, these participants in this experiment demonstrated behavior that they had never before done. They verbalized spontaneously and smiled socially and played with their peers. Clowns Without Borders is a humanitarian clown group. Their accounts of visiting refugee camps often explain how doctors, quote, struggled for months to reach children who were deeply shaken by an ordeal, while clowns got through to them in minutes. So now that we can see how clown care is effective in different situations, let's discuss how clowns change lives. Edward Cragen, a professor of medical oncology at the Mayo Clinical College of Medicine and Science, describes how healthy communities are promoted by people who make us laugh. He says, quote, "When people are funny, they attract other people, and community connectedness is the social currency for longevity." Psychiatric Times article, Laughter is the Best Medicine, states that in group settings, funny people strengthen interpersonal relationships. They facilitate team building and cooperation, and they diffuse conflict. When humor is done well, it can convey a sense of humanity and overcome barriers, and they can actually encourage others to increase empathy among each other. A mother recalls her son's relationship to the clowns who helped him understand and cope with the amputation of his arm when he was hospitalized as a child. The boy, after meeting the clowns, chose to make fun out of his situation, especially when others asked how he lost his arm. His mother said that each time was a different answer, some of these fed to him by his favorite clown doctors. Picking his nose, sold it to an arms dealer, or bitten off by the stuffed crocodile he carried everywhere with him. That funny little story led into the truth, though. He made people realize he was just a normal kid. He could handle a little laugh about his situation. But it was serious. It had given him a message to spread. So today I've educated you on clown care. I did this by discussing the benefits of laughter, different scenarios clown care is effective, and the humanitarian impact of the clown. It's clear that clown care has a positive impact on the world. We now know why the world welcomes this life-giving therapy of laughter. So, who's the clown in your life that can make you giggle even at your lowest?